You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is asking for your help with a blood shortage. Our very own Mitch Adams shares how you can help.
Also, the city of Miami has requested an outside help to conduct an investigation of misconduct allegations against their police chief.
And we've got some haze, some patchy fog out there. We've got another hot day, maybe an isolated shower or storm. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door. Coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning, inching closer to the end of the last full week of the month of July.
This one went by really fast.
It did. And It's been a relatively pleasant July.
It really
we've had
has.
some hot temperatures, but comparatively, it's been a little cooler down here. I saw a post from KMBC in Kansas City. I can't remember exactly what the numbers were, but this was like their 4th coolest July in the last 100 years or so. Where they had most of their temperatures in their upper 80s out there. So, I mean, the 80s are still kind of toasty, but it's been relatively cool. But
certainly has. More than manageable.
Yeah, it's going to come to an end, though. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But there's an urgent need in the community for your help.
Yes. A blood donation center based in Springfield, Missouri is asking the community for help with a blood shortage in the area.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks says a main reason for the shortage is the lack of students in the area during the summertime.
KOAM's Mitch Adams has the story.
I thank God. It's a very emotional thing to say, but for 2 years I pretty much kept her alive because every 8 weeks or so I was there the first time and the bag was coded to go straight to Edith.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is in dire need for blood donors. According to the center's website, over 60,000 donations of blood are required each year to supply people with transfusions. The CBCO says that they are down to a historically low supply of blood, the lowest in the past 2 years.
We're experiencing a local shortage and have an emergency need of blood. We're asking community members to step up, make an appointment, and come in and donate.
Someday someone in your families is going to need a lot of blood instantly, and you're going to be glad someone else has donated.
Donating blood is a life-saving action in many cases, but the changing seasons can have an effect on amounts of blood stored.
Summer can be a challenging time for the local blood supply, part of that being we collect 40% of our blood from high school and college students.
Some ways you can help are by attending local blood drives and donating a pint of blood. Individuals with rare blood types are highly encouraged to donate for other rare blood types in need.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks, who provides blood for over 40 different hospitals and healthcare centers in the 4 states, says that they are down to just a day's supply left of blood, urging people to locate a blood drive near them and donate if possible. Reporting from Mercy Hospital in Joplin, Missouri, I'm Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Well, this Friday, KOAM is teaming up with Hideout Harley-Davidson and the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks for the Boots, Badges, and Bandages Blood Drive.
Donors will receive a custom Hideout t-shirt, boots, and bandages t-shirt, and Hideout Harley-Davidson giveaways while supplies last. That blood drive will be held again at Hideout Harley in Joplin, 10 to 4, and we will be there live at noon as well.
Absolutely,
so
yes.
They do encourage you, though, to schedule an appointment. It just lessens your wait time.
Yes.
Unless maybe you're off Friday or you got some extra time, it's best to schedule an appointment on their website. We've got links on ours just to ensure you can get in and out as quickly as possible.
Great event. It's a wonderful area. First responders there, and if you're able to, go ahead and do it because they really need it. They really need it right now.
You hope you never need it yourself, but it's good to know that there are people that might be there to help.
Absolutely.
We've got a bit of a hazy and mild start to the day, even some patchy fog. Let's take a look outside, and we're going to do so with the magic of cameras that are placed strategically around the area. This one on top of the Cornell complex in downtown Joplin. And as you can see, it's a bit hazy out there. We're not dealing really much with fog in the Joplin area this morning, but we are dealing with that haze. And here's another look at that haze. Look at the kind of the effect it's having on the appearance of the sun in the sky. It's almost rectangular in shape out there. But it is, of course, not allowing that much sunlight through right now, so it's a little darker this morning. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line. In terms of at least the weather conditions in general, looks pretty good so far. We do have, again, some patchy fog out there, so Iola's got some reduced visibilities. Grove really dealing with it. Anderson, Cassville, and you can see just outside of these reporting areas some of that denser fog, Benton County, parts of Berry County, and into Anderson as well. So not nearly as much fog as the last few days, but still, you want to make sure if you're traveling, just watch out for it out there. Future track heading into this afternoon. If you blink, you'll miss it, but around the noon hour, we could see a chance of an isolated pop-up shower or storm. Most of us, again, are going to remain dry as we have the last few days. We are sitting at 69 in Joplin, 67 in Pittsburgh. Our temperatures this morning, warm but seasonably so. Most of us upper 60s. We got some low 70-degree readings out there as well. As we head into the afternoon, it's going to be hot again, but seasonably hot. We'll go right around the low 90s, isolated shower or storm. The other problem, of course, with pop-up storms is they feed off the humidity. They feed off that higher dew point, so it's going to be muggy. So we're looking at heat index values again today around the mid-90s, maybe some upper 90s out there. So make sure you're playing it safe if you got to be outdoors. This is going to be nothing compared to the heat we're going to see about a week from now. We'll take a look at the details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. The city of Miami, Oklahoma is hiring an independent investigator to look into allegations of misconduct against Police Chief Thomas Hightower Anderson. The city did not provide details about the allegations, simply saying they were personnel matters. They also say the investigator will conduct a full, fair, and competent investigation. Chief Anderson has been placed on paid administrative leave until the investigation is concluded. Authorities in southeast Kansas seized a large amount of narcotics yesterday morning. A multi-agency law enforcement team served a search warrant around 7:30 at a Galena home. Detectives seized a large quantity of methamphetamine from the residence along with paraphernalia and marijuana. Sabrina LaTurner was arrested at the residence and is now facing multiple charges, including distribution of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a school and possession of methamphetamine. The city of Pittsburgh agrees to match 10% of an $800,000 project that would allow for a new expansion of a local business. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the details.
$80,000 is what the city of Pittsburgh has granted the local Blue Spoon business. The money to be used to transform this rundown building, formerly known as Spicer Adams Welding, into this.
So they came to us with a plan to buy an existing building, the Spicer Adams building that's been in Pittsburgh for a long time, and the associated property around it, to develop it into a little speakeasy bar with seating out back, and then a public area behind that where they could have concerts. They'll have a small stage, and as well as food trucks.
The proposal had full support from the Economic Development Advisory Committee.
So they asked the city for a 10% match. So the EDAC, our committee that recommends that, made that recommendation to the city commission, and last night the city commission approved that. So they'll get up to $80,000 based on how much they spend developing the project.
The grand total of the project is an estimated $800,000. The city of Pittsburgh says that this type of grant is available to any local business looking to expand its footprint.
We have about $1 million a year through our sales tax to help incentivize businesses to grow, to start new, and so that's how that's used.
City Manager Darren Hall also says this kind of venue fits perfectly into the Pittsburgh atmosphere.
And it's right off of downtown. There's so much energy going on downtown with Gorilla Rising and everything else that's being developed that it's just a stone's throw. It's an easy place to walk to. And anytime we can get the community together, having a good time, relaxing, and then the college students make everything just that much more exciting and fun. So yeah, I think it's a big win-win for everybody.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The projected completion of the project is next spring. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Emily Frankowski from Connect to Culture is with us in studio. She's going to share some upcoming events that you don't want to miss. And later, an NFL wide receiver is spending his offseason providing for students in need. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Emily Frankowski from Connect to Culture is with us this morning to give us a preview of a few exciting events coming up. Welcome. Thanks so much.
Me,
of
Elise.
course, we're happy to have you. So there's lots going on with Connect to Culture. Some even happening this weekend. Talk to me a little bit about everything.
We're so excited for this weekend because we are having our finale performance of the Jomo Jammin' Music Festival. And if you haven't joined us yet for this fun time, this is the one to definitely make sure you come to. It is this Saturday starting at 7 p.m. Jomo Jammin' is a music festival just to celebrate live entertainment in Joplin during the summertime. And we've got a really fun couple of bands. We've got the Mixtapes, which a lot of people in town know about. They're from Springfield. They're coming. They're going to be doing 90s hits.
Oh, how fun.
It's going to be a huge dance party, we're hoping.
Yes.
And then we also have the Brockwade Band that is going to do covers of classic country songs. So just a really dynamic duo. They're from Springfield, like I mentioned. And if you use promo code JOMOBOGO, you get buy one, get one free tickets.
Oh, fantastic.
So instead of the $25 for admission, it takes it to $12.50, you know, per person. So it's really a steal. You have to buy 2 or more tickets, but use that promo code. We want as many people as possible to join us and just, you know, just celebrate the summertime, celebrate live entertainment.
Especially for the last one, you don't want to miss it.
Yes.
And then also tomorrow, you have another thing going on in the morning.
Yes, so kind of in tandem with celebration, we've got a really big announcement tomorrow. I'm just here to kind of tease you a bit about it, but Connect to Culture will be announcing our 24-25 performance season, which is always a lot of fun. We've got in the season itself, we have 19 performances, but when you add on school shows that we do, bringing in the schools to have free performances before the public show, as well as some one-offs, we have over 20 different performances every year.
That's incredible.
So much to do. We've got the Curtains Up series, which is more national touring artists, and then the Cornell series, which is more local, regional, and then the Ignite series, which is so popular for families and kids, all of that live entertainment for kids. But I can't tell you much about it, except for tomorrow at 10 a.m. we'll be announcing that, and season tickets will be for sale, which is the best discount because you get 15% off on any given series.
And this is open to the public, and anyone can come and check it out tomorrow.
Yes, anyone can come, 10 a.m., watch our preview video of all of the artists, which is always really exciting and inspiring. It's going to be an amazing season. We have some return artists as well as some genres we've never done before.
Oh, exciting.
Yes.
And when does the season start?
The season will start on September 14th. That will be our first show, and it will run through May. So we've got a lot in store. Every month we have 2 to 3 performances. So, and we're down at the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. It's just so wonderful having our own theater and being able to grow and offer this world-class entertainment right here in Joplin. You don't have to go to a big city to experience that anymore.
Great for the community, absolutely. And then in addition to the things going on this weekend, you also have an event going on August 10th.
Yes, coming up is a very exciting event. This is Connect to Culture's 9th annual Joplin Arts and Cultural Preview. In addition to our performances, we're Joplin's community arts agency, you know, being that cheerleader for arts and culture, letting everyone know about the 40+ arts and cultural organizations that are in Joplin and have all of these events all the time that they want you to go to. So this event gives all of those arts groups an opportunity to tell the community what they've got coming up in this 24-25 season. We also partner with Missouri Southern's KGCS student-led television station, and they record it for us, and we put it onto YouTube to live in perpetuity. We invite the community members, the media, just to learn about what kind of arts and cultural activities are going on throughout the year. And also it's a great time for those arts organizations to listen to each other and think about, hey, how can we collaborate together for this next season? So it's always a lot of fun. Last year we had nearly 40 different organizations participate. So we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, lots to look forward to. Well, thank you so much, Emily, for being with us this morning, and you can find more information about all the upcoming events on their website, connecttoculture.org. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 7:19 on this Thursday morning. We're starting with a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. Got some haze out there this morning. It's also keeping the daylight down a little bit. Here's another shot of that haze. And again, it's given a odd shape to the sun, at least from the camera's perspective this morning, but it's also limited the amount of sunlight that's getting through. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line looking pretty good as well this morning. And of course, traffic moving, it's always a good thing. And the KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, really, on 69 at Kansas Crossing, looking pretty good as well this morning. Our future track, boy, it has just been, I promise you, it's new information every day. It's just we've had the same pattern the last several days. And when we put it into motion, you may have missed it, but as early as noon, we could see an isolated shower or storm out there, and this will continue once again as we head through the evening hours, and most of us will be dry. Some of us may see, at least a couple of us may see a little rain out there, and this will repeat again on Friday. By the afternoon, here comes another round of isolated showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms in there. The good news is anything we see so far, nothing in any of the data is suggesting severe weather by any means. And of course, these pop-up storms, they typically only last 30, 45 minutes at most before they fizzle back out. But nonetheless, that's still a possibility. When we go into Saturday, if you were guessing isolated showers, you are correct, because that's what we're going to see again. But these could start a little earlier as 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Still fairly isolated, but nonetheless, a stray shower or storm will be possible. But take a look by 3. There's a few more of them out there. Now, again, most of us, when you look at all this blank space, will still be dry, but there's at least slightly better opportunities for a couple of pop-up showers and storms. In Joplin right now, of course, it is hazy, 69. The wind is calm. It is muggy as well. Dew points up there at 66. Across the region this morning, temperatures are about where they should be. We're upper 60s, a couple of 70-degree readings as we get the day underway, and then we'll have sunny skies through the morning. We'll start to see a few clouds as we go to the late morning hours ahead of, again, those earlier pop-up storm chances. Mid-80s by 11. Otherwise, be partly cloudy, muggy, so we're talking, even though temperatures are about where they should be as well this afternoon, low 90s, heat index values could get mid-90s, maybe a little higher than that. So just be prepared. Make sure you're taking precautions, playing it safe. Don't be overexerting yourself in the heat, because I know we've kind of gotten used to these below normal temperatures the last couple of weeks where you haven't had to worry too much being outside, but we're getting back to that point. You got to start paying attention to your health, paying attention to the heat. We'll have partly cloudy skies late this evening, mostly clear overnight, a few clouds here and there. We'll fall back into the low 70s. And then as we enter into August, we get into next week, it's going to start to really heat up. So again, the pop-up storms Friday, Saturday, that does with the extra cloud cover, keeps us a little below normal. We go back to normal Sunday, maybe a random storm or two on Monday, and then check it out. As we head into the second half of next week, temperatures going into the lower 100s. We could easily see heat index values 105, maybe a little higher than that as well. So get ready to take those heat precautions once again as August decides to ramp summer back up for us across the area. That is a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this. Sometimes we don't understand what we have till it's gone. And for some students, not having access to basic needs could cause issues in the classroom.
Adam Longo shares how one NFL star is helping kids by providing things that we take for granted.
There is no off-season to this man's philanthropic efforts. This is Terry McLaurin, star wide receiver for the Washington Commanders. We're here at McKinley Middle School in Northeast this afternoon because Terry has some things in his locker, his personal locker, that he's stepping up to share with the community.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for being here. It's nice to meet you.
Some of the students here at McKinley,
Hold for 3 seconds. Hold for 3 seconds.
they might not have access to a washing machine or even detergent.
It is heartbreaking to know that some of our students come and they are victims of bullying because their clothing is dirty or because their shoes aren't clean.
For kids to be bullied or separated from their classmates because of things like that, ostracized, that really bothered me.
So McLaurin stepped up and stepped in.
I think we, for the most part, all understand we have this platform for more than just being football players, that we should be leaders in our communities and to be able to provide resources and wisdom and financial support for the communities around us.
McLaurin is partnering with Fortune 500 company United Healthcare to launch Terry's Locker, a program to make sure students in need receive the resources that most of us take for granted.
They have the opportunity just to come and be their full selves and don't have to worry about things that sometimes are out of their control.
They don't have to stay at home. They don't have to become truant or chronically absent due to not being able to wash their uniforms and just their school clothing.
I brought a team of people here. I brought my son, who's going to high school next year.
United Healthcare Vice President Anton DeRue tells me raising awareness of the problem is getting even more people to step up.
These positive events are contagious. They lead to more positivity in the community.
I just had a conversation with my team of 5, and they said, when's the next event? They heard Terry say there's 3 more events. They want to be at the next one.
Now, this is only the first of several Terry's Lockers events that are going to be set up. The next one's scheduled for next Tuesday in Richmond. Well, certainly they can continue to grow these events and like they said, inspire others to help out as well.
Absolutely. Great to see him taking that initiative. Well, coming up, Joplin police shut down a 2-block radius after a car strikes through a gas line.
And we've got a bit of a hazy start out there. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. Joplin authorities responded to a gas leak yesterday on South Joplin Avenue. According to the JPD, sometime early yesterday morning or during Monday night, a vehicle struck a gas meter, shearing it off. Authorities call it a hit and run due to the property damage, and at one point, police shut down a 2-block radius to all traffic due to the significance of the leak. The crash in Barton County claims the life of a Rogersville, Missouri man. 30-year-old Auburn Dudley was traveling south on a State Route T when she failed to stop at the intersection of Missouri 126. Her car then traveled under a tractor trailer heading east, and the driver of the semi, Patrick Wright of Houston, Texas, was not injured. The Missouri State Highway Patrol major crash team was called in to help with the investigation. The city of Joplin wants residents to know mosquito fogging will soon begin. The scheduled fogging will take place tomorrow, and the Joplin Health Department will fog early in the morning. If you would like to add your property to the fogging route or to view the entire route, you can head over to KOAMNewsNow.com, where we provided the necessary links. The annual Cherokee County Fair kicked off this week at the Cherokee County Fairgrounds in Columbus. Every summer, the fair hosts 4-H and open class exhibits, food, a carnival, and other vendors. Yesterday morning, 4-H members were preparing their livestock to take the spotlight.
I mean, I like to wash the pig, walk the pig and get it all ready for show and watch everybody do the fair and everything.
There will also be live musical entertainment every night of the fair. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a hazy start out there this morning, even some patchy fog. That's what the haze looks like from our camera 7th and range line. So it's kind of obscuring some of that sunlight this morning. Not as bright, almost looks like a solar eclipse out there. Of course it's not, but it almost looks like that. But on camera 32nd and range line looking all right though. Here's a look at that fog tracker. So some reduced visibility still. Iola, Grove, Anderson, Cassville starting to improve a bit. So just be aware. Not nearly as much fog as we've seen lately, but still, if you're traveling, watch out for it. It's still patchy here and there. Future track heading in this afternoon. If you blink, you miss it. By noon, we could start seeing that opportunity for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Nothing severe, nothing expected to last too terribly long. It's just kind of a repeat of the last few days out there. Sitting at 69 in Joplin, 68 in Pittsburgh, and across the area this morning, our temperatures looking pretty good, a little warmer than where we have been, mid-upper 60s, and we still got a couple of 70-degree readings here and there. As we get our day underway, again, isolated shower storm, otherwise partly cloudy skies, temperatures low 90s, but with the humidity and the dew points up there, we're looking at heat index values mid-90s, maybe some upper 90s, so just make sure you're playing it safe. We're going to get dangerously hot as we head into the next work week and the first partial week of August at least. We'll break down those details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the Wilson County Fair is back in town in Fredonia, hosting livestock judging, photography, art, poster competitions, and much more. KOAM's Melissa Alexis checked it all out.
There's a lot that goes into it, but it's really satisfying to see it all come together when your animals are like perfect and giant teddy bears at the fair.
Shelby Smith has competed in livestock judging contests for many years. She started showing small animals like baby calves when she was just 6 years old. She now shows much bigger steers.
So I show steers now, and I've done that. It's my passion. It's my favorite thing. This year I have two. Their names are Jim and Bob. They're best friends.
She says preparing for the livestock judging competition is a lot of time and hard work.
Every day my dad and I get up at about 5:30. We go down, we tie them to the trailer, and then we feed them tied up, and then we lead them a couple of laps each. We make sure that they have water, and then we also tie their heads up so that they get used to like standing at attention and looking all pretty.
Animals aren't the only pretty things you'll find at the fair. You'll also find art projects and creative wildlife posters. Grayson Coulter has participated in the poster competition since he was 7. Now he judges the posters at the fair.
Well, I'm judging a wildlife project. One is like appearance of the board, information on the board, and then also leads into what the knowledge they have, how well they do public speaking, because this is a public speaking project. That's kind of the whole point of it.
The public speaking is one part that Shelby Smith enjoys. In addition to livestock, she's competed in the poster competition for more than a decade.
About 13 years. In particular, I do shooting sports posters, which is the same premise but with gun safety instead of animals. So I've been doing it for 13 years. I've had a lot of success. I've won grand champion a couple of times.
Smith says she looks forward to seeing the creativity the fair brings out in everyone. Reporting in Fredonia, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The fair will continue through this Sunday in Fredonia. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. It's the summer heat affecting your sleep. We'll have the details on why this might be the case. In Consumer Watch this morning, cybersecurity company CrowdStrike is outlining plans to prevent another disruption of computer systems worldwide. CrowdStrike says it will be staggering the rollout of updates. The company says a bug in an update allowed its system to push bad data out to millions of customer computers. CrowdStrike says it will release its full analysis of the meltdown when its investigation is complete. The Department of Justice finalizes a plea agreement with Boeing. Boeing will pay a fine of $243.6 million. The company also admitted to defrauding the FAA over the 737 MAX plane. This comes 2 weeks after Boeing pled guilty to one charge of conspiracy for its involvement in 2 deadly 737 MAX crashes. The DOJ says Boeing will be required to invest at least $455 million into its compliance, quality, and safety programs. Supercharged advances in artificial intelligence software are opening up a whole new world of opportunities for people to create new and exciting works. But technology experts warn these tools aren't always being used for good, warning of an uptick in manipulated photos, videos, and audio recordings circulating online for the sole purpose of misleading people. Fox News' Krista Mio takes a closer look at the implications professionals say this could have throughout the remainder of this year's presidential election cycle.
While election seasons can be rife with misinformation campaigns from shady players trying to influence voters with false stats, a growing number of technology experts say the explosion of artificial intelligence has made it easier for people to create deep fakes.
Deepfakes generally mean synthetic media, usually audio, images, or video that were generated or modified using artificial intelligence techniques.
But advanced AI software is also making it harder for the average person to spot the lies.
A lot of people ask me, well, what are the cues I can look at? And there's not really that many of them anymore.
In the hours that followed this month's assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, deepfake photos showing Secret Service members smiling as Trump was led off stage began circulating online.
Check the sources that we look to. Are they credible news sources? Are these potentially real people, or are they other kinds of manipulated accounts that are intended to mislead us?
Meanwhile, back in January, ahead of the New Hampshire primary, a deepfake robocall mimicking President Joe Biden's voice made the rounds, discouraging voters from turning up to the polls.
It's important that you save your vote for the November election.
In the most extreme case, some experts say deepfakes could even have the power to influence election results.
Theoretically, it depends on what the evidence is, what the story is around it, when it is introduced. I think there's a lot of factors, but absolutely you could change enough minds to swing elections, especially as we see very close polling.
Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 now on this Thursday morning, and we have got ourselves some haze out there and some muggy conditions as well. This is a live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. A little darker out there than usual because of the haze, and it's kind of obscuring the sunlight just a little bit from our camera there at 7th and Range Line. Then we'll move back. Here's MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line. Again, not very bright out there just yet, and we're seeing a little more sunlight starting to get through here on the KDOT camera on 69 at Kansas Crossing just south of Pittsburgh. As terms of the future track, we're starting at noon, and if you watch very closely, you'll see a couple of pop-up showers. Here we are at 3. We'll see some of those isolated showers and storms once again today, but also the majority of us are going to remain dry out there. Then as we head into our Friday, it is again the same situation. Some pop-up showers and storms, most of us dry, but by about 2, 3 o'clock, you can see where we've got a few of them. There's a few more of them on Friday, and there will actually even be a few more of them come Saturday as well, but still not enough to really bring a lot of meaningful rainfall to the area. The only difference between the last few days of pop-up showers and Saturday is we could see some even as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. And then if we head into the afternoon, we'll have a few more organized, isolated showers and storms out there. And that's really about it. The good news is at least no severe weather is expected from any of this, but we could use a little more rain than what these are going to bring. It is 69 in Joplin. Dew point's at 66. Humidity is 90%. That's the haze. That's the mugginess out there. Temperatures this morning right about on par for average. We're mid-upper 60s, some 70s out there as well. So a fairly decent start to the day. It's going to be another hot one though, but seasonably hot. We'll have sunny skies through the morning, a few clouds by 11, mid-80s, and that's ahead of that chance for a pop-up shower or storm. Otherwise, partly cloudy, hot, low 90s. Heat index values, though, today could be mid, maybe even some upper 90s out there. We get into the evening hours, and well, we'll start to clear out just a bit. We'll have a few clouds overnight. Mild, falling back into the low 70s. And then as we head into August, which of course starts next week, it's going to start to really feel like August out there. It's going to be pretty darn hot. Thanks to the clouds and a couple of showers and storms Friday, Saturday, we're actually going to fall back below average briefly. And that is supposed to say 91. I've gone all morning without realizing that I hit the wrong number. That's supposed to say 91, not 81. And then we'll go back to normal Sunday, mid-90s on Monday, maybe a shower or storm. The sunshine returns in the second half of next week. A couple of pop-up storms possible Friday and Saturday. But take a look at those temperatures. We're going to climb into the lower 100s out there. And that's going to put our heat index values 105, possibly higher than that. So I know we've had a nice break from the heat the last couple of weeks, but it's coming back. You make sure you're ready. Stay hydrated, take breaks. You know the drill when it starts to get dangerously hot out there. That's Check Your Forecast. We are back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Well, if you can't sleep without the air or fan blasting, it turns out there's a scientific reason why.
Fox's Brian Webb has more on what conditions are the best for sleeping and why the warm summer nights are not it.
Sleep is a battle between cortisol that keeps you up and melatonin that makes you sleep. And a sleep expert told me today that melatonin needs a couple of things to help it win: darkness and coolness. Good pillows, sheets, and blankets, sure, but that's just the first layer of getting a good night's sleep.
Some type of bedding that has weight to it, but it's not like hot.
cotton sheets are like a mess. And the AC turned down low.
Camille knows what she needs for a good night's rest: complete quiet, complete darkness, and completely cool, or there could be trouble tomorrow.
The next day, I'm having trouble waking up to my first alarm. A lot of times there's multiple alarms, you know, those increments, 6, 6:15, yeah, just to make sure we're up, and just kind of groggy throughout the day.
The Valley Sleep Center studies and treats sleep-deprived people from sleep apnea to narcolepsy. Founder Lori Ledley calls lack of sleep a worldwide pandemic. Her prescription?
Because we recommend that you sleep at 67 degrees. That is what increases our melatonin. So dark and cool environments increase the melatonin, which is the hormone that helps our body fall asleep and stay asleep.
Less expensive options include cool cotton sheets, cool pillows and pads, a fan, and even a warm shower or bath before bedtime. And think of turning off your brain like plugging in your phone.
Our brain is our energy source for our entire physiological body. It's what gets us through the day. And so if it's not plugged in all night to a full charge, we're going to struggle throughout the day.
Camille already knows how to get into her sleep zone. Now if she can just stop her boyfriend from snoring.
If I don't get good sleep, I'm not waking up to go work out in the morning a lot of times. I'll push that off to the evening, and when you push it off, you don't end up doing it. So it's just good to have healthy rhythms and routines, and sleep is like the key factor in keeping those.
Lori tells me lack of sleep can lead to irritability, anxiety, and depression, all the way up to heart problems and even cancer. In Phoenix, Brian Webb, Fox 10 News.
Well, that certainly makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I mean, I've always got to have a fan on. You know, the wife and I are the same on that. We got to have that fan. The kids don't require it. They sleep, however, whenever. But
well, growing up, I didn't like it, but now as I get older, I kind of do. It's like nice white noise, and it keeps the room cool.
See, I used to have to fall asliep to the History Channel.
Oh, that's
I'd put it on. I'd set the sleep timer on the TV.
Blue Planet or something.
Yeah, you just put on something like that, and I'm listening. I think that's probably why I picked up so much random history information, is because subliminally, while I'm sleeping,
the History
I'm learning
Channel
about.
To blame for that one.
Yeah, I was being taught without realizing it. Well, we've got a bit of a hazy start out there this morning, and that's kept some of the sunlight to a minimum, but that will start to clear. Let's start with a look outside from MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. You can see kind of that haze, and not nearly as bright as it should be. Getting a little more of that sunlight breaking through on the KDOT camera at Kansas Crossing south of Pittsburgh on 69. Heading into the afternoon, again, an isolated shower or storm will be possible. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. I don't have it immediately ready to pull up, but it does look like we've got maybe a couple of stray showers north of Nevada into Bates County out there. So that's the thing about the pop-up storms. They do what they want. They feed off the energy. That's what they're going to do. This pattern will repeat, though, for us on our Fridays. We head into the afternoon hours again. We're going to have that opportunity for a stray shower or thunderstorm. No severe weather, which is the good news. It's just we could use a little more rain. And then as we go into our Saturday, but earlier in the morning, though, we're going to see that same wave, though. We're going to have that opportunity for a few isolated showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms as we go through the morning and into the afternoon on our Saturday. We're having another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The city of Miami, Oklahoma is hiring an independent investigator to look into allegations of misconduct against Police Chief Thomas Hightower Anderson. The city did not provide details about the allegations. They say the investigator will conduct a full, fair, and competent investigation. Chief Anderson has been placed on paid administrative leave until the investigation is concluded. Authorities in southeast Kansas seized a large number of narcotics early yesterday morning in Galena. A large quantity of methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, and marijuana were seized. Sabrina LaTurner was arrested and is now facing multiple charges, including distribution of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a school and possession of methamphetamine. Joplin authorities were called to a gas leak on South Joplin Avenue. Sometime Monday night or early Tuesday morning, a vehicle struck a gas meter, shearing it off. Authorities are calling it a hit and run due to the property damage. Police shut down a 2-block radius to all traffic due to the significance of the leak.
And we've got ourselves a hot day out there. We're going to go back into the low 90s, partly cloudy skies, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm. Heat index values, though, could go mid 90s, maybe a little above that. So do make sure you're playing it safe out there. As we head into the evening hours, we'll start to dry back out again. And most of us will be dry, by the way, today. We're going to see very isolated showers and storms. Low 70s for our overnight lows. Then as we head into next week, boy, we're not going to like it. A little below normal tomorrow and Saturday. More pop-up storms, maybe one on Monday. And then temperatures really heat up. Dangerous heat returns. Lower 100s for our highs by the second half of next week. Could see heat index values greater than 105. So get ready. It's coming back.
Certainly is. Well, the U.S. Open champion Coco Gauff will be walking along with LeBron James for the Paris Olympics opening ceremonies tomorrow. The 20-year-old Gauff will be the first U.S. tennis player to carry the flag. She was forced to miss the Tokyo Olympics when she tested positive for COVID.
Gauff exploded onto the international stage when she beat her idol, Venus Williams, in a dream run to the Wimbledon fourth round when she was just 15 years old. She clinched her major title at the U.S. Open last year. Certainly an incredible honor and an incredible young woman there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's got to be wild, you know, to not only play your idol, but then to beat your idol. That's
go to the Olympics, walk next to LeBron James in the opening ceremonies.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.